Hello, Sean Osborne here, and you are in for something special today. I just wrapped up 2 incredible days masterminding with Dean Graziosi and a select group of other business leaders, planning on what is shaping up to be the biggest event of 2025. We're talking about a powerhouse lineup, including Tony Robbins, Matthew McConaughey, Jay Shetty, Lisa Nichols, and more. And I'll share more about this in the next few weeks. And for those who might not know Dean, he is a multiple New York Times bestselling author, entrepreneur, and investor who started his entrepreneurial journey from very humble beginnings, buying and selling used cars, and transformed himself into one of the most respected voices in the self-education and the knowledge industry. And over the past 30 years, Dean has generated nearly $1 billion, yes, billion dollars in revenue through his businesses and has impacted millions of lives through his training programs, books, and courses. Now, Dean is perhaps best known for his groundbreaking collaborations with Tony Robbins on the Knowledge Business Blueprint, which has helped thousands of entrepreneurs turn their expertise into thriving businesses, including me. I am a product of KBB myself. In this episode, Dean shares some absolutely game-changing insights about knowing when to pivot versus persist, the revolutionary impact of AI on businesses, and he drops what he calls the success tax principle that honestly left me thinking about my own journey in a completely different way. This is one of those episodes you're going to want to listen with a notepad ready. So let's jump into this powerful conversation with Dean Graziosi.
Welcome to the Thinking Big podcast with Sean Osborne, the show helping you think bigger into your life and potential. Sean believes by equipping you with the tools, strategies, and philosophies required to be successful in all aspects of your life, you can achieve anything you believe in. Empowering our own growth makes a deeply positive and lasting impact on our lives, community, and our world. Now, here's Sean.
Welcome to the show, Dean. I have been wanting to do this for such a long time, and you have made some incredible pivots throughout your journey, from the automotive industry to the real estate industry, and now dominating the knowledge industry. And by the way, I saw the CarPro VHS tape out there. Yeah, I know. That is a classic now, just like us. I mean, we are literally the same age. So that we are all classics. That is a classic. And as entrepreneurs, we are taught from great thought leaders like Napoleon Hill, Jim Rohn, basically all of them, that the secret is to never give up. You just keep going until you succeed. You don't give up, right? Yeah. So how do you know when it's time to pivot and know that it's not just an excuse to quit?
Really great question. So, few things. I think you would know it's time to pivot. I know I'm going to be blatantly obvious, but if you're in the taxi cab business and technology is squeezing you with Ubers, I know it's a really easy, generic answer, but you know it's time to pivot. If you're an Uber driver right now, it's probably time to pivot again when they say within 2 years, 100% of Ubers will be autonomous vehicles. There'll be no drivers. So those are forced pivots. You have no option. And those that suffer the most are the ones that hold on to the end, right? Read the book, Who Moved My Cheese, right? Cheese is gone. Don't just sit and hope it goes back to the old days. It's not, right? We're sitting in a studio where we do our big live virtual events. Yeah. When COVID hit, man, I had a gut feeling, this is not changing in a week. Like, this is looking long. And everybody's like, no, we're just live events will open back up. We'll still do things. Man, we pivoted because someone else made the decision, right? COVID, shutdowns. I could either wait or just take uncomfortable action. And we built the studio, and we were one of the first ones. You probably remember we had the big virtual events. We built one for my partner, Tony. We built one here in Arizona. And within 3 months after COVID hit, we were doing 50, 60,000 people events virtually, right? And I'm not saying, look at me, I'm so great. I've definitely missed pivots I should have. So I guess there's a couple things. There's ones where you have to pivot. Right. Like a pivot could be, I'm in a career that's slowly killing me. I thought I was going to be here for 3 years. I'm here for 20. I'm not happy anymore. I'm in a hypnotic rhythm of depression. I barely get by. Everybody else tells me I should be happy, but I can't do it anymore. That's like, one is the outside world. One is the inside says enough. Right? So, and I think the third one, so one is outside world stuff changes, pulls the carpet out from underneath you. You have to pivot. The second one is enough is enough. I can't take it anymore. I can't do this thing anymore. I've tried. I've stuck with it. My family wanted to, friends wanted to. I physically, emotionally, spiritually cannot take it anymore. I must pivot. The third one, and I've had all three of these, but the third one is more like, hey, I've taken this as far as I can. But I think if I take all of what I've learned in this evolution, like what you do,
Right.
I've taken all this. If I pivot into this, then what I've done could be compounded and exponentially grow. It's an accelerator. I first started, I was in the car business when I was a kid. I'd buy wrecked cars, I'd fix them up and flip them. And I found a way to make money with cars. When I decided to go in the self-education business, the first business I went to is I taught people how to flip one car a month. It was called Motor Millions. And I laugh at it now. 27 years ago, I did an infomercial on teaching people how to make money with cars. Man, there was a lot of trial and error, Sean. And I failed miserably, and it was expensive as heck. But I started getting momentum. And all of a sudden, I realized I had a nice business. I think we got to $5 million a year. But it was capped out. There was only a certain amount of people that wanted to make money with cars. But I had learned so much on how to do infomercials and direct response. By then, I had bought and sold about 20 houses. I'm like, wow, I bet you there is a lot more people that I could teach how to get in their first real estate deal rather than their first car deal. Right. And I'm like, I'm going to pivot into that, but I'm going to take all I learned with me. So I'm starting off on third base. So I think, great question, but there's three kinds of pivots. And I guess forced, you're forcing yourself because enough's enough. And one is, hey, if I take my skills and put them in this other thing, there's a lot better chance to grow. But with all three of them, no matter which one it is, you need a couple things to make it work. One is you need to be hungry. You need a sense of hunger. Like if the world changes on you, you got to be hungry to find that next evolution, right? Yeah. If you decide you've been in a hypnotic rhythm in this career that's not fulfilling, but you did it for 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, you got to be hungry to one day take the uncomfortable action and say, today is the day. Enough is enough. It's over. I'm starting fresh. And also, I built a $5 million a year business in the car, teaching people how to make money with cars. I wanted to go bigger. I had to be hungry to go, oof, I don't know about that. Like I'm catching some fish in this pond. Now I'm going into the lake. I don't know if I can catch fish in the lake, but you got to be hungry to go over. So the three things I'd say, pivots are a must in life. You got to be hungry. You got to make sure you're going in an industry that's growing. You don't want to go in the taxi business. Probably don't want to go in the Uber business, right? I'm just using that as an analogy. You want to go where it's going. So hunger, an industry that's emerging. And then the third, model proven practices. Find somebody who's already done what you've done and model what they do. I know it's a long answer to a short question.
No, and I really wanted to bring that out because I think there's a difference between pivoting and quitting and saying, I want to do something
Such a good point.
Something completely else. It's like, so I look back at your journey and it's like, you've pivoted in how you, or maybe your, the focus of what you're doing, but what you were doing has been the same. It's always been coaching. It's always been teaching people.
Self-education, knowledge industry.
The knowledge industry has always been that for the last, 27, 30 years.
Yeah.
So you haven't pivoted away from that. And then what I see a lot when I coach people is when they pivot, it's not a pivot in just, hey, I'm going to go after a new market. It is a pivot. Oh, I'm doing this now. Now I'm going to go over here and I'm going to do this.
Yeah. And
me, that's giving.
And what you got to make sure is when people share that with me, I'll be like, what are the last couple of things that you pivoted away from? And they'll tell me three more. And I'm like, I don't think that's pivoting. I think that's quitting. Yeah. Right. And a lot of times people quit at the hardest part that is so close to the transformation. I don't want to use a sports analogy, but I've said for years, most people quit on the 5-yard line. They hustled and worked to get down the whole field. They went 95 yards. And I almost feel like God, the universe, a success tax auditor, I think, is like, okay, before Sean's going to get this next big breakthrough, he's an inch away. Throw him the hardest experience of his life. You got to throw him the hardest, see if he's worthy of it. And that hard one is where people go, time to pivot, time to shift. It's like, no, that might be the time that you have to you got to wear that hunger hat. You got to push through. You got to persevere. You got to be resilient. You got to be resourceful, because maybe that's your test. On the other side of this last one is actually your new life.
And if it's not hard, it's not worth it.
So true.
It's really not worth it. And so I go back to that because I came into, one of your first things with Tony on the KBB stuff, and it was a pivot for me going from corporate, but it wasn't a pivot. It was a change in directions.
Of course, you took everything, you learned it.
Exactly. So and I just wanted to get that with my audience that's listening now. It's like, there's a difference between changing your course of what you're already doing and the knowledge.
So KBB, for those who don't know, 7 years ago, Tony Robbins is my dearest friend now, and partner, somebody I just bought his course 27 years ago, but now is a dear friend. It was called the Knowledge Business Blueprint. And what we taught people was, how do you take your life experience, your life skills, your career skills, and turn that into a product? So you got that and realized, hey, I've been doing this in corporate.
Yep.
I could just take the same thing I was doing, and instead of doing it, I could teach others how to go faster. Is that
and that's
accurate?
Yeah, and that's accurate. I mean, it's so. And when I got into KBB, or when I got into the pro, I was like, I didn't know what I wanted to do yet. I knew I had to start.
Yep.
I knew I had to at least draw a line in the sand and say, okay, I'm going to start. I wasn't clear yet on what I was going to do.
Yeah, of course.
I wasn't
Most
clear.
people aren't right away.
But I talk with a lot of people that they think they have to have that clarity before they make the decision.
Sometimes you just got to jump out of the plane and grow wings on the way down.
You're either going to die or you're going to grow the wings. There's only two ways it's going to go. And it's like, and normally it goes, you grow your wings and you go.
Yeah.
And, so that's why I like this, the stuff that you do so much is it's teaching people how to pivot.
Take what they already know. I mean, what's great about what I love, and I mean, I just get excited about this, but what I love is you took a long time to get those skills.
Yeah.
I'm sure you failed miserably. There's things in the invisible. You looked in the mirror and go, we screwed up.
Yeah.
I don't know if I can get through this. You got through it. You figured it out. You figured how to take a left. You got to forks in the road. You made a right. It was a wrong one. You turned around, came back, make a left. You have all these life experiences that equal intuition, that equal wisdom, that equal capabilities. And when you realize that you've already learned, you've already paid the price for that with you being on this planet and actually doing the work. And now that is actually the value. The value is the work you put in to learn how to do it. And now you can take that, and somebody starting off where you once were, you could go, hey, it could take you 18 years of being in corporate America like I was, or I could show you in 6 months how to condense time. And that's really this industry. And that's why Tony and I do what we do. It's like, we got together one day and said, if we were going to do something, we were dear friends for a while. And he said, if we were going to do something, what should we do? It's like, why not teach people that their life experience is the greatest asset they own, and how to turn it into a business? So when I get a chance to talk to someone like you, who's doing amazing what you're doing now, coaching, impacting lives, 250,000 people on your list and doing all this great stuff. But one day you were just watching Tony and I and said, I guess I do have something that's valuable. And I feel blessed that we have, tens of thousands of people all around the world that are doing this now.
Again, I pivoted away from a corporate thing. So I've been in technology for 30 years. My company that I took public was a tech company.
Yeah.
Decided I wasn't going to, I was voluntold by my wife that you are not going to start another company again. So I did not start another company again yet. I went into corporate and ran IT for what was going to be 2 to 3 years, which turned into almost 20 years, which now I'm back. But one of the things that I can say is, again, it's been in the tech industry, and I can say that AI and what we're getting into, this is going to be the biggest shift in not only possibilities, but in our world that me and you have ever seen. It is hands down
in the history of the world.
Yeah, we've never seen anything quite like this before. Again, it's going to be bigger than.
And the thing is, you can ignore it, or you can use it as the wind behind your sail. And it's really that not to oversimplify it.
Yeah.
But it's changing faster than anyone can imagine. We have a whole company, we have a whole department dedicated to AI now, and we have to.
Yeah.
And as fast as it's going, I don't think most people realize how quick it's going. And when they understand at first how quick it's going, I think they get scared.
Yeah.
But when you realize how to use it as a tool, it should actually be exciting. Maybe I'll always go to the optimistic side. But a tool like that could be anything. A knife could be used to open a clam that's the last meal of your life, or to kill somebody. Every tool has got a good and a bad.
Yeah.
And I think AI used properly can be the wind behind your sail, but you just can't ignore it.
Yeah, you can't. And
not to go down the AI road, but
I think so. For what's happening, what do you think is going to happen to businesses in the next 5 years that don't embrace AI?
They won't be here.
Plain and
Simple as that.
They won't be here.
They won't be here.
Yeah.
And even better, did you see the memo the CEO of Shopify just sent out? Right?
Yeah.
Not only will businesses not be here, employees won't be here. And it's not, hear me on this one. The CEO of Shopify sent out, basically said, before you hire someone, before you do anything, see if AI can do it and make sure that every employee is using AI to accelerate what they're doing.
Yeah.
And if you're using it every day, I'm a faster, quicker, better human because of AI right now. That's just a fact. I get more done. I get up at 4 o'clock every day. I usually work from 4 to about 7 before my kids get up, do a quick little exercise. Man, in those 3 hours in the morning with AI as my assistant, I'm getting 7, 8, 10, 12 hours worth of work done, right? Yeah. If someone is in a competitor of mine, and they're not using AI, they know they're never going to keep up, right? And it's one of the reasons, one of the cool things that Tony and I have done is we just took the last 2 years and created an AI, call it Gigi, but it's an AI that thinks like Tony and I. Imagine we got 70 plus years in this industry, and we've been training an AI for almost 2 years. It is crazy how much it thinks like us, how much it gets things done for people, get you off the blank page, allows you to go faster. Again, a tool, wind, not something taken away, more adding.
Yeah. And it's not just, a lot of people that either not getting into AI yet, or they don't fully understand AI yet. It's not just about writing book form or writing some stuff. It is absolutely not. It's about every piece of your company can be done with AI.
I mean, our editors are editing faster. There's AI that goes through you and I shoot this video for 20 minutes or so. Yeah. If we want to know the best clip, we have an AI right now that'll go through and find our best clip, cut it, tag it, edit it, put music to it, and have it ready to go on social. We also have a program that will take that and find the perfect time and place to post it on social and how it should look on social and find the best tagline and the best, we didn't have to let anybody go, but everybody in our team's going faster because AI is in our accounting department on everybody who's got receipts for the hundreds of employees we have. Now AI is correlating them, putting it all together and giving them a breakdown before the team has to look at it. They're getting more done in a quicker time, right? I know we're not having an AI conversation. All I'm saying is don't be scared of it. Embrace it. It's here. It's not going away. And I just like to think of it as an accelerator.
Yeah. And so I think, how can we strategically use AI for our next big pivots of what we're doing? So again, I'm looking at, I want to pivot. I want to start operating my gold, my genius, my stuff that I've spent my lifetime. I want to pivot and I want to start helping people do that. How can I utilize AI?
I mean, it's what I work on every single day. So it's a great question for me. Tony and I are doing a big event on May 15th, right? Yeah. So about 3 hours a day for 3 days, we're calling it Thrive in 2025. And we're going to show people, because if you think about it, if you wanted to take, when you first got the Knowledge Business Blueprint and you started this, you said, how would I take what I've learned over the past 20 plus years? And how do I create a curriculum? Should it be a coaching program? Should I create a course? Should I write a book? Should I do a monthly membership? Should I do a community where I help people do their own thing, help entrepreneurs get out of their head, start their company and soar? You start thinking all this. So say you wanted to create a coaching program. 3 years ago, I would have taught you, and like in KBB, let's identify who it is you want to serve. Who's your ideal client? Yeah. What do they need? What is their outcomes? What are their desires? How do you take what you learned and help them go faster? Okay, what should you teach? What is the first thing you should teach? What's the second thing you should teach? What's the third thing you should teach? Right? All cool stuff. And you go through this process that took Tony and I years to figure out. Now, you could go to RAI and say, hey, I've been doing this for 18 years. I want to convert that into a coaching program that truly impacts this person, the new entrepreneur that does X, Y, and Z. Could you lay out my curriculum? You hit submit. It answers it like Tony and I would. It'll build your entire curriculum. Yeah. That is something that would probably took you months to figure out. Maybe 6 months, maybe a year. Now it's minutes. Then you go in and go, I love 3, 5, and 7. Can you adjust the other 2? Can you go deeper on this one? Can you tell me where to start? Could you create me a visual? Could you create me a landing page? Could you create the sales page for me? Could you write the emails for me? Done, 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 done. Like it's just accelerating people to get in what I believe is the most incredible industry on the planet. And that's some of the stuff we're going to be doing.
Yeah. And I believe, and so if you have Joe over here that's doing it all on his own,
there's no way.
You have Sam over here that's doing it through
assistant. You know what we're calling it? We're calling it, we are coining a new term, a new, I'm trying to think, it's not a new industry, but it's like a new sector. And we're calling it guided business development. you help new entrepreneurs. Why is it that 50% of entrepreneurs, startups, solopreneurs, startup fail? In 5 years, 80% fail. And I believe it's because they're not guided. They get stuck. They don't have someone answer the question. They're confused. They don't know which way to go next. Imagine having someone guiding you the entire way. Like if it's this industry, you got 70 years of experience between Tony and I going, hey, Sean, don't get stuck. Oh, you need a headline? How about these three? Oh, you want a curriculum? Do you want that to be a coaching program? Do you want it to be a mastermind? You want to do a workshop? Do you want to do a course? Do you want to write a book? Which one? I want to do a course. All right, let me give you 8 potential modules. And here's the bullets that you should teach on because this is what your ideal client needs based on how we think. Yeah. You got 70 years experience that's there guiding you the whole way.
There's a little bit of knowledge there.
But the thing is, I just want to give people the unfair advantage to go quicker. No magic money machine. Yeah. But if you got someone smart that's got every answer 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, there is nobody going to keep up with you.
And I think it's even more important now because it's not just getting further faster. It's now your competition is doing that. And if you're not just not going further faster, you're being
left behind. You're being left behind.
Done.
Hands down.
And we cannot continue that way. So we have to learn how to integrate AI into our daily tasks. So yeah. Now, what are you looking most forward to? If you look 3 years, 5 years down the road, what type of either AI or technology are you like? Oh,
I'm really excited about. This is what we're hopefully. I mean, I love courses. Courses changed my life. You bought a course from us, it changed your life. I bought a course from Tony Robbins 27 years ago, changed my life. Tony bought Jim Rohn's course 45 years ago, changed his life, right? So I love courses, but what we've created and what we're pushing really hard on is imagine a course coming to life, right? So if I'm teaching you how to identify what you should be teaching and who your ideal client is and how to get them an ideal outcome. And oh, you're an introvert? This is a great way for you to deliver it. We name it. How about this name? Pricing? Hey, with our history, this is the price. Yeah. How do I market it? Hey, this is a proven marketing strategy that Dean uses, Tony uses. Oh, how can I do it when no one knows my name? Oh, this is the strategy you should use when no one knows your name. When you think of all that, it's like you got the greatest employee. In the old days, you'd have to spend $100,000 for a coach to get that. Maybe $100,000 a year, 200 grand a year, right? Yeah. To get that, right? So what am I excited about? I think with what we're creating, it is no longer, hey, I got to watch 50 videos in this course. Nothing wrong with that. That's the way we had to do it. Yeah. Take notes like crazy, go do the work. Now you're talking to somebody, you're interacting with them and say, but I don't understand this. Well, let me help you understand. Yeah. But what do I do here? This is exactly what you should do. So what I'm excited about is course to interactive person that's specifically designed with the specialized knowledge you need to get it done and get it launched. Like that is just, especially because I've been in this for 30 years. When I started, I had to do an infomercial. I had to create books and courses and cassette tapes, right? To go from that to have somebody speak to you and speak to you with a personal tone and compliment you and tell you where to stop and tell you where to go. And I mean, our AI is moving so quick. And I know, and I'm not saying we're the only ones doing this, but in our industry, I think we got the grace. I mean, even if you and I are you're doing work with AI right now, and you're working 3 days in a row, and all of a sudden you go blank for 2 days, the AI reaches out and go, hey, Sean, what's up? Hey, did we miss something? Let's get back to work.
Get your butt off the couch.
I mean, you got the coach, you got the accountability, you got the wisdom. I mean, so I'd say embrace it. Embrace it. It's coming.
Yeah. And again, I think if we don't embrace it, we're just going to be obsolete.
Yeah.
Us as business.
Oh, without a doubt.
And it's going at such a fast rate that if you don't do it and you don't do it soon, it's going to be where you can't catch up. It's going to be hard to catch up.
I agree. That's why I hope your listeners, I hope you get the chance to stop by and hang out with Tony and I on the 15th. We're doing Thrive in 2025. We do a big event each year. Yeah. You were at the first one, which is awesome. Yep. At that first one, we had 250,000. And up until that point, it was the biggest online event anyone had ever done. Yeah. The last one we did was 1.2 million people. So it should be one heck of a couple of days.
The link's going to be in the show notes. So definitely go up and get registered for that event because it's going to be,
it's going to be a good one. It's going to be good.
So I can't say stuff, but I've seen some of the stuff on the back end and I'm just telling people this is going to absolutely blow your mind.
It's a game changer
on what's going to happen. And I can, so, again, people listening, I am a product of this community. I mean, when I signed up, didn't know what I really wanted to do. Yeah. I knew I
most everybody who signs up, we get some people who are in the business who want to go faster.
Right.
Why wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Why not model what we do?
Yeah.
Right. But most people come in going, I knew I wanted to do something. I wasn't sure. Now I know it's this, but what the heck do I do?
Yeah.
So we're used to that. And that's why we hold your hand. And who better than Tony Robbins to get you out of your head?
Yeah. And it's like, and my what I'm doing does not even resemble what I thought I was going to be doing when I first got in.
That's so cool.
I just knew I needed to do it. And now, again, I've got a huge thriving community, courses, launching great courses now that before I tried to launch something, and I think I lost like $20,000 in ads before I did this. It's like, I tried to launch a course. It's like, I want to do this. And 6-figure launches now. It's like,
so
I can't.
Congratulations, Sean. Seriously, good stuff, man.
And I thank you for it, because it's if it wasn't for this community, I would have never. Now, I didn't learn every single thing that I do from this community, but this was the base. This was the start. This was the stepping stones that I used and continue to use.
Well, you think, and that was 7 years ago. We've come a long way.
I'm telling you, there's more in there now. If you guys would have done this 7 years ago, I would be 20 years ahead right now.
Yeah, exactly.
I've done this 7 years ago. But it's been wonderful to have you, and I can't wait to see the event this year and to see this. I wish I could say more, but I can't.
Well,
that'll come out.
You'll see it at the event. So I'm sure you have a link, and I'm pushing you there because we only do it once. I don't know if we'll ever get a chance to do this again and do it free and have Tony, myself. We got Matthew McConaughey coming, Jay Shetty coming. We got some great guests coming. Everybody who took their life experience and turned it into a business is coming. And that's the reason they're here. And I think we'll give you a path and plan to see what's possible.
Yeah. And if you, I'm just going to throw this out there. If you don't, you're going to be left behind.
Yeah, exactly.
Just say, it's a simple thing. So, but thank you again for.
You got it, man. I appreciate all the kind words, and it's so good to see what you're doing.
And I wore the black shirt.
Good. I'm glad we're aligned. Appreciate it, man.
Thank you, man.
You got it.
And there you have it. What an incredible conversation with Dean Graziosi. Sitting there across from Dean, someone who's been instrumental in my own journey from corporate to where I am today, it really drove home how important it is to have the right guidance and mentorship. If this episode resonated with you, especially the part about the success tax and pushing through when things get tough, I've got something that you really need to know about. Dean mentioned the upcoming Thrive in 25 event, and I cannot stress enough how transformational this is going to be. We are talking about 3 days with Dean Graziosi, Tony Robbins, Matthew McConaughey, Jay Shetty, Lisa Nichols, and so many more incredible speakers who have all taken their expertise and turned it into an empire-building business. And I hope to be there as well on the sidelines watching this event with you. The best part, it is completely free, my friends. This is 100% free. It's nothing. You just sign up. Just visit thrivewithsean.com, and I'll put the registration and the link as well in the show notes. But again, thrivewithsean.com. And I strongly encourage you to sign up for this event. It can absolutely change your life. And having been in the room while this event was being planned, I can tell you this is going to be a game changer, one that I've never seen him do before. And as Dean said, AI and guided business development are revolutionizing how we build and scale our businesses. And if you don't want to be left behind, this is an event you cannot afford to miss. And if you've enjoyed this episode, please take a moment to rate, review, and subscribe to the podcast. It helps other entrepreneurs find this content and join our community. And until next time, remember, sometimes what feels like your breaking point might just be your breakthrough point. And until next week, this is Sean Osborne signing off.